How much are you worth right now?
Mostly in real estate, about 26 million.
Got your girl calling me baby. Wetter than steel in the Navy. Ooh, bitch, I'm Mercedes. 100K on the daily. So copper, I make it rainy. I don't hang out with the broke and the lazy. All that fake love I see in all baby.
Boys and girls, this ain't no Southern California. Right now, damn. Right now, we're in Utah. About to go meet with a gentleman by the name of Tom. He went bankrupt at 30 years old, lost everything, got it all back, and is now worth $26 million. He's also gonna give us a quick tour of his $10 million mansion. I'm not used to this weather, but it looks nice, right? Look. Also, guys, if you are at a job that you hate and you want to be better and do better, this is 2024. No more wasting time. Join my private entrepreneur community where we have like-minded individuals. We have millionaires in there where we all get to interact, connect, solidify partnerships. Click the link in the description below. Every week we have Zoom calls with millionaire mentors that will teach you literally from ground zero to making 5 to 6 figures a month. Consider joining. Click the link in the description below. Man, this snow is crazy. We're here. This house is insane. Look at this. Look at this neighborhood. Come on. I'm excited for this one. There he is.
Hey guys, appreciate you coming out today.
Yes, sir. Nice
Thank
to see you again,
so much.
man.
I just put a body kit. Forged carbon whips, you ready? Love me.
Aren't you cold?
No, dude, this is Utah, man. Welcome to Utah. We got some good snow now. Greatest snow on earth.
It's like 29 degrees right now.
Yeah,
you're used to this.
It's not bad, dude. See that? I don't even have the chills. Hey, listen, appreciate you guys coming out to my place today. At 26, I had it all. And at 30, I was bankrupt. And got everything back by 40, and we're rolling.
How much are you worth right now?
Depending on how you look at it, I'd say mostly in real estate, about 26 million.
26 million. Wow.
Yeah.
And you were bankrupt at 30?
Bankrupt at 30 years old.
How much does this house cost?
It's worth about 10 million.
10 million.
And that's in a Utah market. You put this in Santa Monica, you're 50 million.
When I was walking up to this house, me and Marlon, we were like, wow, this is crazy. What's the square feet?
About 13,000. So you notice there's no snow on the driveway.
Yeah.
Okay? It's all clean. That's because we've got heated, hydronic tubes below this that actually allows it to dissipate.
In the concrete?
Yep, it's below the pavers and the concrete, and I don't have to shovel one bit. I've been shoveling snow for...
That's why it's not...
It's not, yeah. The greatest part about this is one that I built, and we built these other 3 right here in the neighborhood. And, I've done about 900 homes in my career, all custom, and we actually brand ourselves as a luxury builder.
You own this luxury builder company. You build homes.
That's right.
I want to touch more on your story later, but can we check out this house tour? You said 10 mil?
10 million.
13,000 square feet?
And roughly 13,000 square feet.
Let's check it out, right?
Come on.
You tell me I'm someone you want. You tell me I'm something you need. But baby, you know that I'm
Well, come on in, guys. So this is it's a very traditional home. Hey, if I were single, I may have a different style. Yeah. It'd probably be modern, lots of concrete, steel, glass. Wow. But I love this. So the cool thing about this style home is that I get to be very, very creative. You're gonna find that with the tile, the wood, the finished carpentry, the paint, carpet, everything down to the drapes and the architecture. Everything that both myself and my wife, who is my designer, put together on this.
Okay.
And so we've got her a piano room in here, and lots of texture on the ceiling. And if you notice, a lot of the ceilings have finished carpentry on them. Yeah. So yeah, come on through.
Wow. So what do you call this room? The great room or the family room?
This is the great room. And
wow.
The great thing about this is this has, if you notice on the outside of the house, it has kind of a gambrel-shaped roof, okay, like barn shape, right?
Yeah.
Most great rooms are either straight up. This has this gambrel look, and so it's unusual. I've actually never done one, so this is the first time we've put this together. The thing I wanted to show you about this fireplace, this is actually a solid block. It's about 1,200 pounds, but this is Indiana limestone, and the Empire State Building is cased in Indiana limestone, so it's the same stuff that the Empire State Building was built out of, and I've got it all over the house. So everywhere you see this, inside, outside, it's the same stuff.
So you got the Empire State Building in your house?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Let's go see the kitchen real quick.
Okay.
So kitchen, dining.
Nice big kitchen island.
You got to have a big island. So this is all commercial Thermador appliances. Everything's Wi-Fi.
So what do you mean everything's Wi-Fi?
So you can you can start your oven. You can get it going. And the dishwasher, it'll tell you if there's a problem. You can fix things. You can send it to the factory and they'll say, here's your issue. And they can fix it with if it's a software issue.
Interesting.
So
let me just say this home, it looks just like a model home.
Yeah. Behind you here, you got a dual refrigerator, 3 feet. So you got 6 feet of fridge. You push that, or you can grab the handle and
Wow.
You know, so they're pretty nice.
This might be the biggest fridge we ever seen in our life, huh? Out of all the videos we've done.
Really?
Yeah.
Same thing here. You just push that and that guy opens, you know.
You got a drinking fountain?
Oh, we got several. I think I have 5.
That threw me off guard, I'm not gonna lie.
I forgot to tell you. So there are 7 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, 5 kitchens.
5 kitchens.
5 drinking
So you're saying
fountains.
this is not the only kitchen?
Well, some of them are smaller, so like a kitchenette or whatever, but 5, you know, prep areas, but yeah, there's 5 kitchens. So out here is this is the mudroom. This is the main entrance where the family comes in, out of the door. There's 6 lockers, 1 for everybody in the family. What? Shoes go down below, coats up here.
I've never seen a locker room in somebody's house.
Yeah.
And how much does one of these go for? Because I see this at the gym. This is so...
See that? We've already saved 6,400 bottles. We're doing our part right there, right?
Wow.
These are about $3,000. They're not too bad.
Prada on Nada, Las Vegas divided, $100 bounty, yo enchiladas. I could have 2 Lambos here by tomorrow.
So in the garage, I couldn't clean my vehicles because it's snowing and there's salt and everything else, though, right? Yeah. But we do got this. So this is this is Mama's main ride right here. Got the 23 Range Rover, and it's got that new 4.8 BMW. We call this Stormtrooper.
How much does one of these go for?
This one's about $165.
$165.
Yep, she's been driving this today.
Yeah.
But I mean, these are awesome.
Heck yeah.
Love the interior. So it's got the ebony and ivory interior. You guys know what the TRX is?
Yeah.
You're car guys, right?
Yeah.
So this is the Mammoth. This is the 1,000 horsepower, as fast as C8 Corvette.
1,000 horsepower, huh?
So you're 0 to 60 in 3.2. This was the 45th one built. They only build 200 a year. So
how much does this go for?
This is about 185.
185.
Yeah, with all the extras that I put on it. It's got an electronic bed cover that retracts, and
that's the price of a supercar.
They call this.
You can get a McLaren for that price.
Correct.
Damn, 1,000 horsepower. Wow, it's a beast. That's a killer right there. Sheesh.
As a builder, if I pull up to the job on a Lamborghini, guess what? They're not using me. So if I pull up with a truck, they go, he's cool. It's just a Dodge.
He's legit.
It's just a Dodge. So I'm going to show you this door. It's fully automated. These are 5-foot panels. These are from Sierra Pacific, which is based in California. It's going to be cold in here for a minute, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
See that? So that door retracts all the way back in.
So
now you've got this 20-foot by 9-foot tall opening.
Wow.
And now the inside becomes outside.
Okay.
But this is my favorite place to be. There's a little mini fridge, barbecue, fireplace, TV, watch the game out here. And we like this fireplace because now over here is the spa.
And is that pool frozen or what?
Yeah. Well, it's a cover. When you live in a cold state, you have to maintain it like this. It sucks. So we winterize these. Woo, but this one keeps going, right?
I win.
So this here sits at 101 degrees. So I'll use this almost daily.
Okay.
And I've got a cold plunge in the garage, which I'll show you. So I go between the two.
Yeah.
Let's run back to the pool house real quick.
Let's do it.
While we're out here.
So pool house also, is this a guest house as well, or?
I mean, it could be. We don't have it set up yet for that. So when people are out here.
Oh, you got a basketball hoop though, huh?
Yeah, you see that right there, the Dominator?
Yeah.
That is the best hoop on the market right there.
Okay, the pool house, huh?
And if you look up at the ceiling, yeah, right now. I'm cold too.
Now you're
I'm cold now.
No.
But you know, the cool thing about this is it gives us. We wanted privacy from the neighbors, so it gives us the privacy to have our backyard with the pool. Everything kind of feels like a resort. Fire and water will always keep people around.
Yeah.
You have better conversations. You have longer conversations. The kids will want to be here. Their friends are going to want to be here. And it makes it so it's a cozy feel no matter what. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just kind of intriguing. So people just hang around. Yeah, warm up, you Southern cows. Back doors in. So that goes up to the apartment. That goes into the dog room.
Goes up to, you said an apartment?
Yeah, there's an apartment above the garage.
For real?
We'll get there in a minute. Come on in. I'll let Heidi explain the master. She designed all this stuff, so I'll let her kind of.
Wow, this is
She can tell us about the master.
Wow.
So we did a very light, airy master bedroom to keep it just kind of. The whole home was just a coastal, casual style.
You got a living room.
Sitting room over here, fireplace.
More like a living room.
Yeah.
You got your own entrance. Yeah, it's like.
A small bathroom.
I got to stand next to
Wow.
you. His and hers closets.
We have separate closets.
So I can keep my crap over there. Washer dryer behind that.
Washer dryer?
You can open it.
Let's see. Let's check that out. So you have a washer and dryer in the master bedroom.
Yeah, you are on.
That's actually very, very useful, right? Like, yeah.
In fact, I just added this water filler right here, so I've got some work to do. It's under construction. Yeah, hey, like I said, man, you just push that guy, you know.
Oh my God!
See, we're 299 bottles on this. Heidi had to have this tub right here, which is really pretty cool. Stuff today, there's no architecture to it. Everything's really simple. And back then, I mean, they really spent time like making things really nice.
Yeah, you got a chandelier in your bathroom.
Why not? Why not? The floor is heated.
In here? Or everywhere?
And in here. Yeah, we've got 10 shower heads in here and 2 pull-off speakers up top. And this is all a Carrara marble. Well, there's some fun stuff down here. So I want to show you the basement here.
Okay. The basement, eh? This is nice.
So switch the style to more of a kind of restoration hardware.
This is nice.
Kind of chill, old school style down here.
Okay. Feels like I'm in a different home.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys got another water fountain.
I told you.
Look at these.
This is Call of Duty.
Wow.
So for the viewers, they're unloaded. They're not loaded.
Okay.
Chambers have been checked, and they're on safety. And I've got more, but I wanted to bring out a couple of my favorites here. And so this is actually a Bushmaster. An AR-15 carries a 223-556 round in it, and I didn't even bring the clip right here.
How much does one of these go for?
So this gun right here is probably about $1,800. It's not bad. This one right here is, I'd say it's about.
That's from Call of Duty, or
$6-8 grand. This is a Russian AK-47 snow gun, you guys. So this was used in the Cold War. Very, very rare. This is one kind of like the AR-15. It's not loaded.
Oh.
But they're fun. So I don't know if you guys shoot or not, but we take it seriously. We're responsible with it. Guns are locked up in the safe. We go to areas that allow it. The first thing I do, I always give my kids a lesson every single time they go out, about gun safety, about making sure, where to point it, where the safety is the chamber loaded. If you got questions, stop. Always shoot in a line like this, and so you're never one ahead or behind. And so my kids love it, they respect it, and they understand the power behind it, and that's why they'll be good stewards. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Yeah, Tommy's room's back there. There's another bathroom. I'll skip that. Okay.
She said, run it back. Say you like that. Body intact. Yeah, like you ran track.
Oh, nice. I looked over there in the corner. That looks.
Just wait.
I don't know what's going on over there.
That's right.
Big
Yeah.
space.
So here's some of the stuff I have.
Karl Malone,
right.
Stockton, autographed.
That's rare.
Yeah.
That's rare. By the way, he does not autograph stuff.
Magic? How much do you think something like this is worth?
Honestly, I've asked a couple people. They're guessing upwards of 8 to 10 grand. So, just
would you ever sell that Stockton one?
No, probably not.
No.
The thing about Stockton is he was just the guy that never talked. He was never in the media. He didn't say stuff. He never signed autographs. I knew a person. I had the ball already. And they brought the ball to an event and got him to sign it like a little bit forcefully.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I don't sign stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. Yeah. These are Darren Williams signed shoes.
Dang. D. Will? That's crazy.
That's my boy D. Will. Yeah. AK, Andre Kirilenko.
AK-47 right here. Can I take this
Yeah, take it down.
I don't know if you guys remember Andre Kirilenko. I don't know if there's any NBA fans out there, but this goes way back.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, wow. Oh, what? I see a gym. Okay, I see books.
Let me tell you about the books real quick.
Oh my goodness.
So these were my father's. We're in Utah. You guys know the predominant religion in Utah? Mormon.
Mormon, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we are.
Okay.
We're a little bit different than the mainstream of what everyone thinks and does or whatever else. But we still have a good base. Our base is in Christ. And so my dad collected all these books for 60 years.
Wow.
So when he died, he left me in charge of the family. I'm 6 of 7. I'm the second youngest. She's 6 of 6 in her family.
Okay.
And so he says, "What are we gonna do with all the books? You gonna sell them?" I says, "I don't even know." I'm glad I kept them together because I've talked to some collectors and they said this is one of the most foremost collections that he's ever seen.
Yeah.
With Mormon literature, it's U.S. history, it's some of the great books, things like that. So I'm a steward of this. This is me just watching it. So I actually built this library specifically to house these books.
To honor your dad.
To honor my dad.
Now, question, have you read all these books?
No. I never will either. I've maybe read a few and that's it. I think this is pretty cool right here. Something that... If you look at these.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
these are from the mid-1800s.
1800, like literally the 1800s.
Yeah, that one right there might be one of the oldest.
Wow.
And this collection right here, just these, is worth about 70, 80 grand. And they're still in decent condition.
Touching history right here.
Come on into the gym.
Oh, here we go. Got your own gym,
3/4 bathroom here, so full shower. And then mini splits to heat it. A little cable machine. You know, Heidi uses this quite often up here. I don't use it as much. My daughter uses it a lot. Good set of dumbbells. We need some heavier ones. They get expensive as you go up, right?
Yeah.
We need to get some 150s in here,
Yeah.
right? Right? So, apartment.
So this is the apartment, huh?
Come on in, babe. I want you to tell them what we're using this for here.
So yeah, when guests come over, we have them stay in here. Like his mom came over, stayed with us for a few days for Christmas.
Okay.
Room back here in the bathroom.
This is...
Little sitting area, and then if we have any kids that need to live here when they're first married, then they can live here. Other than that, we're not gonna let like outsiders come and live with us.
When your kids get married, they could live here for a year for the first year. That's kind of cool, man.
Or longer, you know.
Yeah. So if you have guests over, you're like, hey, just stay at the apartment real quick, you know? Here it is, the apartment.
And so you have three generations living together. You got young kids with their parents, and then you got grandma and grandpa now that are living with them. So you got three generations that are living in homes because they can't afford the houses anymore. So when these people get to retirement age, they can't afford it anymore, and the young kids can't afford it, so they're living with the median, right? So with people my age, their age. And so we wanted to create a space for our kids when they get married, they can come live here and get on their feet and get out and buy a townhome or a small starter home or something like that just to get going. Yeah. Because we thought we had it bad, but it's not like it is today. I mean, it's just insane, the prices. We made sure there was a lot of stairs, so the old people can't live here.
Hello.
Right? There's a cold plunge. Touch it. 40.
Oh, damn.
This one's 41 degrees right now.
Whoa, damn.
Have you done this before?
I have not.
You think you're a man until you get in one of these? And I promise you turn into a, I'm going to say.
I hear the stories.
You turn into a,
yeah, I see the videos, I hear the stories.
First time. The second time, though, is much better because you know what to expect. I've literally had grown men in here going, I can't do this. And I'm like, you're going to do it. And they start like tearing up, dude, because it hurts so bad. I got to ask. I know you said you went bankrupt at 30, right? But before that, what were you doing? This is why I like to include my wife. You know, that whole internet thing that went nuts. Yeah. Props to you guys. They're popular now. Everybody was like, you know, he doesn't want his wife to work. And I'm like, you know, quite the contrary. It's I want her to do what she wants. Yeah. But I don't want her to have to be providing because that means I'm not doing enough. Okay, if she wants to work, that's great. I want her to go out and make money and have fun and you know, be educated and all those things. I mean, she's pretty dang amazing at what she does. And so I just got to go back real quick to you know, how we met real quick. We met at the University of Utah after a basketball game. How old?
I was 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
And was I 21?
He was
almost 22.
Almost 22.
Dang.
Almost 22.
We were babies.
And how long have you guys been married for? Just for
23 years.
23 years?
Almost 23.
In April.
Yeah, 23 in April.
Congratulations, guys.
And so, you know, that night I was hanging out with one of my buddies. I'm still friends with him. He's actually my finish carpenter that does all this stuff in here. It runs a successful company as well. And, you know, I went out and we were just going to look for girls. And we were literally, after the game, we're like peeking in windows. And there's a little restaurant in Salt Lake City called the Hires Big H. Yeah. And it's just a burger shake shop.
Really old. It's been there forever. Yeah,
it's like one of the original drive-thrus.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, let's go in there. And we looked in, we saw a bunch of people, and we're like, that's a good spot. I didn't see her, but she watched me walk in. Yeah. And I had a hat on, and just me and my friend, and we went and sat down, ordered, and they were getting ready to leave, and I'll let you tell that part.
Basically, I just had my friend. I was like, hey, let's go. I need to go talk to this guy. I don't know why.
You just felt like
I needed to go talk to him, so I
don't know why.
grabbed my...
Were you instantly attracted to him?
I wasn't really, it wasn't even like an attraction thing. Like he was halfway across the restaurant, he had a hat on, like it was super weird. It was just like, I just had to go talk to him.
Like an intuition?
Yeah, kind of
interesting.
thing. So, and then I just got my friend to come and talk to him. He got my number and we were like, it actually took a while to go out. I don't think we went out for like a month.
Yeah.
But she's skipping over the best part. And she knows it. She knows it.
What is it?
She's skipping over the best part. So we were talking for a little bit, and you know, she's vetting me. Okay, how old are you? Where do you go to school? What's this? And I said, I don't go to school. I run a little construction business that I had started, and so I was already doing my thing. And she actually kind of found that. At least she told me she found it attractive because I wasn't in school. I was already running a business, and so I said, you know, this is what we do, and we were doing remodels and framing and some other things. And so anyway, towards the end of the conversation, I says, you know, I'd love to get your number. And I took the napkin that was sitting there and I tore a little triangle piece, a little corner off of the napkin.
It's so stupid.
And I shoved it across the counter, and I says, if you can fit your number on there, I'll call you.
You know what I should have done?
No. What did you do, though?
Never mind. I don't know why I did. I remember laughing like, is this serious? And so I wrote my name down. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, he loves to tell that story. And I don't love it.
If this girl's going to marry me, and I wasn't thinking that at the time. I was like, if she's any good, she'll put her number there.
Yeah.
If she would have said no, I'd be like, yeah, it's cool. We don't need a date. Fast forward so I was already running my business, and
So just to chime in on that. So you said you started a construction business at 21. Mm-hmm. So how did you like what were you doing exactly to start that, or how did you start that or go about that at such a young age? So I had worked in the trades early on in high school, and again working for my dad growing up. I learned a lot about plumbing and electrical, and just hard work. How to organize things, how to run a broom. Right.
And so I was able to figure out how to do this early on. I worked for other general contractors before. I was framing homes, I was landscaping, I was doing foundations, everything and anything to do with a house. Mm-hmm. We kind of worked on before. I didn't have a ton of experience in that, but enough that I knew that I could do this on my own. That's what I was doing at 21.
Gotcha. Okay. So then fast forward.
So I was in school for a little bit, and I ended up dropping out. Instead of a construction management degree, I figured that's going to be good enough to go work for a big corporation. And I said, I'm making more money at 21, 22 years old than my professor was. So I didn't quite finish my degree, which wasn't a big deal to me.
How much were you making at the time?
About $65,000 to $80,000 a year, my first year.
Okay.
And 21-year-old kid, and that's good. 25 years ago.
Yeah. So that's like 250 now.
I would guess. I don't know. It's a lot, right? And so that's kind of how I got my start, though.
Okay.
And then just one thing led to the next. We ended up building the first house we built, and I had done a lot of remodels and additions and other things, but I'd never built a full house. So the first house I built was for us.
Okay.
And we moved into it.
So what was the process of building your first house? Or like how much money do you have to put down for like material and all that? Like what's the process?
Well, back then the lot was only like $60,000.
$60,000.
Something like that.
Really inexpensive.
And the house itself, the cost, it was only
$190,
I
think, wasn't it?
for the house, and then plus the lot. So it was under $300,000 for the whole house.
And it's in Utah?
Yeah. Okay. And it was maybe a 3,500 square foot house. It wasn't a big home.
That's pretty big.
Fairly average for California, right? But that was for us. It was just a Rambler, one level. And
compared to 13,000,
her parents ran a mortgage company, and so we ended up getting the mortgage through them, and they helped us out with what we needed to do. Rates and terms were a lot different back then, and what we needed to put down, but still, I think it was close to 10% down at the time.
10% down, okay.
And so let's just say it's 300. I had 30 grand. I put the 30 grand in and got the home, and then we ended up selling it, and so that was home 1, and this is home 10.
Okay.
And so
bought and sold a lot. Or built and sold a lot.
Mm. And you always sold for a profit?
Every time.
Every time. How much did you sell that first home?
Except one, and I'll tell you that later.
Okay. Well, how much did you sell that first home for?
Let's see, the first home, it was about $550,000.
Was it?
Yeah.
$550,000.
So about $250,000 profit.
Wow. And what time span?
Just over a year. Now, here's the thing. So if you live in a house for 2 years, if it's your primary residence, and if you're a married couple, then you get $250,000. And it may have changed, may have gone up per person.
Yeah.
No capital gains. So you get $500,000 to just take and not do it. You don't have to pay a dime of taxes.
Gotcha.
You can just have it as your income, and there's nothing there. 2 years.
Okay.
So that's the goal. You got to live in the house at least 2 years. The first one we didn't quite live there 2 years, and so I had to pay some capital gains. But you can 1031 exchange money if you have it from one property to the next. If you identify a property within a certain amount of time frame, roll it back into that. Which on that one we didn't, because I was building another house at the time.
Got you. So while you were living at that first house, how many homes were you guys building during that year?
Quite a few in that neighborhood.
8 or 10.
There were quite a few right where
I got up to maybe
so 8 or 10 that first year.
First couple of years. Yeah, there were some specs at that time you could build a home and anyone would come and buy it.
Okay.
So you'd put it up for sale and people would the market was so good that and the rates were low that people were just coming and buying them.
I see.
So I think a few of them were specs and then the rest clients.
Yeah, and so to do the spec, the banks were lending money at different terms back then, and we didn't have to put a lot of money down at the time. Now, if you want to do a spec house or an investment home, you're going to be 30 to 40%.
I see.
Okay, back then I could put down 10% or 5% on some of these. They used to have a loan called Nina, no income, no assets. I mean, you could lend it to the bum on the street that works at Chili's as long as they had a job, for real.
Yeah, wow.
That was part of the problem.
Okay.
Have you seen the movie The Big Short?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay, that's why.
Okay, wow.
That stuff was going on. It was crazy.
Stated loans everywhere.
We had, a few homes, and then it went to 25 homes in a year, and then it went to, and I prided myself, and she was designing a lot of the homes, but we had young kids, and so she could only do so much, but she would design these parade homes for us and put, stage the furniture and help me with colors, but I've always prided myself in the business that I have, that we have together, with doing something unusual that's not a Utah themed home. Okay, because Utah themed home, Utah is very trendy. You go to California, and there's a style called California Craftsman. Yeah. So if you go into the Grand Californian, that's a California Craftsman home. Frank Lloyd Wright stuff. And so I wanted to do something different, and that's what's made us successful, is having people, there's a lot of things, but that's one of them, that they see that we have an eye for detail and attention for different things, that they would just start building with us.
Back then he had a model home too, so that brought in a lot of people.
Okay.
A couple model homes actually.
Brought in the
model
clients
too. So it would bring in, people off the streets, and in Utah they'd develop a new subdivision, because there was so much land back then. Not so much now, but they just put out a subdivision and put up a model home, and people are just buying lots because everyone was building homes.
Yeah, she's right. There were 2 model homes. I had 5 real estate agents. I had 36 employees.
36 employees, huh?
In my mid-20s.
Wow.
And then,
so what kind of employees did you need? And this is just for the people that maybe want to get started, for example. So like before the recession hit.
Well, in the year 2006, we were building 70 homes. And with that many homes, and they were custom. Some of them were semi-custom. When I say that, there was a list of features we would do. Yeah. And but we would still customize it to whatever. I would really never say no to a client if they wanted to add something. So for us, we had superintendents, foremen, I had cleanup guys, I had office staff, we were running 50 million in revenue in mid 2000s. Wow. And so I needed just a monster of a machine put together. I had trucks, and we had insurances, and we had all kinds of stuff put together. I even hired my dad after he retired, and he came in and started helping me with warranty and books and other stuff. My mom actually worked for me for 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay. She retired quite a while ago, but I had both my parents working for me, which was really kind of a neat thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
So when those are the types of things, and I actually had a few things in-house, like I had an excavation company, I had an iron rail company, I had a hardwood floor company, because I had a hard time getting subcontractors to come and do this. So I had some of these guys would work on my crews doing a few different things, and if we needed a hardwood floor laid, we'd go in and lay the hardwood floor or the finished carpentry. So I employed a lot of those guys to work on portions of the home.
I see.
But the main thing for a general contractor is really just doing that, taking care of the contracts and calling the subs and making sure people show up and having a maestro, if you will.
In 2008, when that happened, what happens to both of you guys? Is this the bankruptcy?
It's quite a year.
Yeah. It's 2-part. You're going to get some surprises here.
It was good until the end of the year.
Yeah?
Yeah, so 07 it started to fade, and I knew it. I brought all my employees together, and I said, guys, we got to get through these homes and get them done. There's something coming. I don't know what it is, and I was young in the business. I didn't know. I didn't know how to read markets and stuff like that. I just, music was playing, everyone was dancing. Yeah. And when the chair got pulled, everyone went, oh man, we're in trouble here. But the market, it started to fade pretty quickly. Nobody was buying homes. And the hard part was that everything was inflated so much. So real estate had a big frenzy across the nation. It wasn't just here. So if you've seen the movie The Big Short, it's exactly what it is. And it went up so fast that it came down because they weren't real prices. And so no one could afford it. So banks were taking stuff back at 10, 15, 20, 50 cents on the dollar, and just to recoup and pull these things together. So we had different homes, and I had land. I got stuck with 17 homes. Yeah. And 50 lots, developed, building lots. Right. I had lines of credit with banks, multiple banks, and we just had this big machine going. And I went to the banks and I said, hey, I've got all this land. We're going to help you out. We're going to help you get through it. You're going to help us. So we worked with them as much as we could. But no one was buying. Yeah. So it got to a point where we couldn't sell anything. Damn. And literally, I wouldn't get out of bed. I wouldn't get out of bed.
You're depressed.
I had built this empire, and it was crashing on me. Damn. And I thought, I was, I remember I I had over 10 million at the time, and we bled through every dollar. And I couldn't even sell our personal home, and we lived in another home about this size, just up the street.
Yeah.
And I couldn't sell that. I tried to sell it, couldn't sell it. Tried to short sell it, couldn't short sell it. So we built the house for almost $3 million back then. It short sold for $1 million. Or excuse me, foreclosed, and then the people that bought it for $1 million.
So lost $2 million on that.
Well, I just lost. They foreclosed on me.
Yeah.
The bank comes in when they foreclose and they drill out the locks.
Yeah.
Well, I went back and picked up the lock cylinder. I still have that. It's one of my most prized possessions.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing about that. When all that was going on, I found a place to work, which was in Wyoming, because gas was really high. So I went to work building homes in Wyoming.
So did you already file bankruptcy at this time? Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
I was still just trying to feed my family at this point. I put my tool bags back on, put my hammer, my tape measure, my pencil, and went back to work. And we found a place in Wyoming to build that was the coal mine up that was ramping up because diesel and gas were so high. I think it was $5 a gallon back then. It'd probably be $8, $9 a gallon today.
Yeah.
And so they were able to make money through that. But here's the crazy part. So I'll let you tell that part, the next one.
So yeah, he was driving back and forth to Wyoming weekly, I think at this point. Winter, it was, when did you start? October, maybe?
Yeah.
And how far is Wyoming from Utah?
Where he was going 4 hours, 6 hours?
Dang.
It wasn't too
I don't know
bad.
if it was that bad.
Round trip or?
One way.
One way.
I had 3 kids at the time. And just trying to, take care of my kids and do what I could to just take care of the home and the kids and everything. And he was working in Wyoming, and one day, it was a week before Christmas, my son, leading up to it, my son throughout the year just kind of complained of some leg pain.
Tommy,
He's
the
19
big one.
now. But he would complain of leg pain, and we're like, okay, buddy, maybe it's just growing pains or whatever, kind of just not blow it off, but it wasn't anything nothing alarming. And so it kind of just went on and on and on. And until December, we had taken him to church the previous Sunday. And I remember that one of the ladies had pulled me aside and was like, is he sick? I'm like, I don't think so. And he literally wasn't sick. He didn't have, the common cold or whatever, that's it. But it's like, I don't think so. But looking back, I could tell. But anyway, so he had just left. It was Monday. So he had just left Sunday, I think Sunday night for the week, or Monday morning. He had just left up to Wyoming. Or it was Monday morning. And I was taking my son to the doctor because I was like, something's off. So he just keeps complaining of the leg pain. He had some random bruising. And so I took him out to the doctor, my pediatrician. And it was a pediatrician who actually I grew up with. He was my doctor growing up. And I just took him over to the doctor and not thinking anything of it. And he's kind of looking him over, kind of like, it doesn't look so good. And I'll call you with, he's like, go over and get his blood drawn.
Yeah.
Okay, so I took him to get his labs. Went and ran some errands with him, and my other little son, I think Brooklyn was in school. And just driving around, he calls me like, are you home? And I said, no. He's like, okay, call me when you get home. I'm like, okay, that's weird. So I got home, and he called me, and I'm just like it was kind of this same room, but kind of around the corner, my little Tommy sitting by the fireplace.
Yeah.
It was freezing. And I'm talking to the doctor, and he says, are you sitting down? And I said, should I be? He's like, you might want to sit down. And I was like, okay. So I just grabbed the chair that's right there and just sit there, and I'm looking at Tommy. And he goes, so it's one of two things. Your son either has leukemia, which is cancer, or he has a copycat virus that kind of copycats leukemia. And I just immediately dropped the phone, and I'm bawling. My uncle had died of leukemia. That's all I knew.
Yeah.
And so I had to gather myself, and I'm looking at Tommy. Tommy's like just smiling, like, why are you crying? He was only 4.
Wow.
And so I got on the phone with him, and I was trying to make words. I couldn't even, he's like, I don't know what you're saying because I'm just bawling, and I'm like, I'm taking Tommy. He told me to rush him to the primary children's, which is our children's hospital down in Salt Lake. He said, you need to take him to primaries right now. So I told Tom, I said, I'm going to go to primaries. I don't know how long I'm going to be there, but they want him there right now.
Yeah.
And so he grabbed, I think he was not yet to his destination in Wyoming. I think he got there, dropped his trailer, his guys, everything, and just started cruising back and met me at the hospital. And he was diagnosed the next day with leukemia at 4. So then we were dealing with that, and that was really hard. So I just, I was at the hospital a lot and kind of juggling my other 2 kids with family members and trying to do what we could to
That's a lot, yeah.
make ends meet while he's losing
So-
everything else. It was pretty rough.
Yeah, wow.
Thanks, I love your perspective.
But Tommy's
He's good.
he's in the clear,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
Wow, God is good.
He's a
good.
beast.
Yeah, God is good.
Wow.
Even that whole thing, like when we said, you know, do you prefer a stay-at-home mom or do you prefer a woman that gets her own bread? Well, guess what? If she was working, she would not have been able to take care of our son.
And that's a great point. Yeah. Wow.
And if she was working, she might have had to quit, and then we would have had one income, might have lost everything else, you know. And so I was still scraping, trying to figure out what to do, saving the business that I had, and everything else. Literally, everything was falling apart. So when that happened, it put the business side of things into perspective. And once I could see, okay, look, I don't care about this stuff. I care about him. And I went, you know what? Get up off of your ass and go to work. Stop complaining. Go figure out something, because you got to take care of her and him and the other two kids. Our youngest wasn't born yet.
Yeah.
And that's what I did, dude. It gave me so much motivation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually when I started
That's when you turned the corner, huh?
to really do well.
Yeah.
When that happened again, that's what springboarded us to really
Right.
just hone in. And what's funny is I was only set on doing business.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't focused on my family. I wasn't focused on my friends. I wasn't focused on my health. I had done so well at just seeing the almighty dollar and making it as quickly as I could. And I was good at it. I found I was good at it. And I found, you know, that people were attracted to that part of me. And the people that I saw after all this happened, they said, hey, you're a different person. It gave me focus on family. It gave me focus on my fitness. It gave me focus on other people's, you know, mental state and being and what they're going through. It really gave me empathy.
Yeah.
And so I literally wasn't a fit person back then, you know? And I said, and she'd always been running. She's a marathon runner and done all kinds of crazy marathons around the world and stuff. And so I just said, you know what, you're crazy. I'm not doing that stuff.
And now you're fit.
And now
you can tell. Look,
I just gotta keep up with mama. That's why I do it.
I know you said you started getting traction again after the bankruptcy, after Tommy has been free and clear.
Yep.
So you're building homes again, or what exactly are you doing? Is it a new company? Like, what's going on here?
I rebranded the name.
Okay, rebranded, and then now you're.
And the name is so Silverhawk is it was a resort that my grandfather had in Minnesota.
Okay.
I actually had another guy was in the industry try to come after me for a similar name, and he ended up going out of business. But because they were similar names, I said, hey, I didn't name it for that reason. And so I rebranded it, and it's been very successful. When I rebranded it luxury defined. Because I wanted people to walk into a home and understand that that's where they're at. They're in a luxury residence. I mean, these guys that build with us are CEOs. They're, hey, this is our youngest. Hey, buddy.
What's up?
This is cash money right here. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Say hi. But yeah, the people that build with us, they're captains of industry.
Okay.
They need to know that what they're building, they're putting their money, their investment, their time. It's not a business transaction. It is a personal transaction.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Relationship, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to be good with people.
Yeah.
And they want to make sure they're taken care of. So I rebranded it to luxury, and that's what we do. We build luxury homes.
Since you've been in the game so long, you just started calling anybody in your contact list, or how are you like marketing? How are you getting clients? How are you getting leads? What are you doing?
Well, interesting story. I forgot this part. I had a guy that owned some Arby's restaurants, and he called me one day and says, hey, I want you to build me a house. Through another contact of mine where I was leasing an office space from this guy that was a developer. And he says, hey, call Tom, he can build you a house. So in 2012, I did a parade home in Utah, and I named it the Phoenix, the mythical bird that rises from the ashes. Okay, very, very purposeful. Okay. And so I built this guy a house, and we built like 2 or 3 homes that year. Maybe it was 4, I don't remember. But that was our Resurgence. And we built this house, and we put it up in 68 days.
Wow.
I brought guys in, and my head guy that's still with me, he's been with me almost 20 years. He is the man. And I mean, he's amazing at framing and concrete and all this other stuff. And we would work to the bone. I'd work 22 hours in a day.
Wow.
First one on the job, last
2
one to
hours
leave.
of sleep?
Like, no kidding. I'd sleep on the job, and like we got stuff done because I knew this needed to happen.
Yeah.
I was not going to lose this time. So I called it the Phoenix, and I had all kinds of haters, all kinds of people coming after me. People that, hey, you bankrupted this, that, and that. I'm like, we bankrupted because there was nothing that we could do with the money or the homes and the land that we had.
Yeah.
I couldn't sell them. I couldn't get rid of them.
Yeah.
And so the law says you can do this, and that's what I did. And I didn't have any money for my family even at that point. I wasted every dime getting everything taken care of 100%.
Yeah.
But yet there are still people that want to talk.
Yeah, it happens.
And so I said, keep talking. I'm going to go prove it.
Yeah.
So we did the Phoenix, and then I did a few other homes after that. And that's really what gave us our resurgence, is that people saw us again. And they're like, no way did you build this house in 68 days. And I said, it's true. Here's the pictures. This is when we dug the hole.
Yeah.
This is when we got our permit, our certificate of occupancy to move into this thing. And so this whole time, again, I'm coming back. It's tough because it's hard to spend time with her and with the kids and all this other stuff. But I knew that if I didn't do this, that I wouldn't have the freedom to be with them later.
Yeah.
I'd be locked down forever.
I see.
And so by about 2015 is when, so 11, 12, the market turned in 12, and then 13, 14 were really good. 15 was amazing. And that's actually, and so we had saved from that time with the houses and the projects that we were doing, that I was able to do another house, and I built a home called the Hampton. And it won Architecture of the Year in 2015.
Congrats.
Yep.
Okay.
It was the same style. The
Okay.
exterior was the same style, like a shingle style.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just up the hill. In fact, the guy that bought it, a friend of ours, but it wasn't for sale. He just says, hey, I want to buy your house. And I'm like, I ain't selling it to you.
Yeah, yeah.
He comes to me, hey,
That's funny.
so-and-so wants to buy our house. I'm like, moved in.
I obviously convinced her.
Yeah,
I'm very convincing.
Yeah.
With my early years, again, a lot of mistakes I made were too many employees, taking too much on, thinking the market was going to last.
Thinking you're invincible.
I really did. I thought I was invincible, dude. I thought I couldn't lose.
Well, when you're in the top sometimes,
You're that young too. It's
you
like,
think you're
Yeah.
on top of the world and like
Seriously.
nothing can happen to you, and you just
Yeah. I was always a little more skeptical. I was like, I don't know, babe. Like,
I'm a
I
risk
was
taker.
kind of always pulling like, hey, so I don't know. I felt like I was always trying to.
She's always pulling me back,
Pull
and
you
I was
back,
always
just
like,
like,
oh,
hey,
pedal
let's-
down.
well, you guys balance each other out, right?
Totally.
Yeah. Sure. Now that first year, how much were you guys generating in revenue? Like,
First year back?
Yeah, first year back.
First year back, I'd say, so 2011, I think there were 3 homes that year. I'd say it was upwards of 250,000.
250,000. Next year after that,
Triple.
and then what was like the moment you're like, we're back?
I'd say it was 15.
15, and how much did you guys generate that year?
In 15, that was a good year after building some of those, and it was over $1 million.
Over $1 million.
What I'm doing now is doing something different. I don't have as many employees. I have money that's elsewhere, that's put away. I'm diversified, and if the market changes, that's okay. I don't have all this
prepared.
stuff that's out there that's going to fall apart just in case.
If somebody wanted to do what you do, I know I asked you this question before,
Yeah.
maybe we get just a little more specific.
Sure.
Like they want to build homes, they want to make the kind of money you make, they want to live in a home like this. What are some of the first steps they got to do? They got to get a contractor's license, or like what do you tell them?
Got to get a contractor's license.
Okay. You have to go to school for that, or how does that work?
Not anymore. In the state of Utah, you used to. They've changed it. It's a 25-hour course for a 2-year.
Okay.
And then you got to work 2 years doing that, and then you can do another 25-hour course and to get a general contractor's license.
Got you. So take notes, guys.
And then you need good relationships with banks. You need good credit. You've got to have some cash somehow. So if it takes you a minute to build that up through, whatever you're doing, I don't care if you're working at the grocery store and you're saving your pennies. You've got to have money. Banks need to see that you are. Well, let's say you want to do one home.
Yeah.
You need 20% down. You need some time, and you're going to need to make good relationships with other people, because you may need other people to invest with you, build a house and split it with them.
Gotcha.
Have them invest for you. You do the work, put the build in, and take that money and start splitting it. So get to know your friends and your family, be honest with them, and split that money, and I think that can help you grow. That's how we did it. I want to say one last thing.
Yeah, for sure.
The biggest flex isn't the money for me.
What is it?
Family. It's all about family, because I'll tell you what, you take away the money, who is the man, who is the family? That's what you need to look at. Who are you to your core, right?
Yeah.
That's what matters.
That is true.
All the other stuff, it's all just side hustles.
Yeah, because it won't matter if you have all the money in the world, but there's nobody there by your side, right?
No one to enjoy it with.
Exactly.
You tell me I'm something you need, but baby, you know that I'm bad for you, yeah. Why you gotta be so naive? If I treat you like one I don't want, then you know I'm just so hard to please.